Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to explain how to automatically skin and weight the cloth. Suppose we already have a rigged character. Now we want to add rigging for the skirt. And I'm going to use this function in the Weights tab under the Auto Rigging panel. Let's take a look at this model first. We've already created 4 bone chains in sample file to bind this skirt. Now all the weights of this skirt are on the biped bone. All the weights are on this bone. Currently, these bone chains do not follow the movement of the biped rig. Now, we need to select these 4 bones while holding down the Control key. We only need to select the top bones and do not double-click to select all the bones. Just hold the Control key and select the top 4 bones one by one. Now we hold down the left mouse button and drag and move it over the biped bone. We place it in the root bone. It means parent them inside the root. Now let's move this root bone. Now we can move around this root bone so it has already followed the movement of this rig. Undo your movement and make sure it is in this default central position. Now we need to assign the weights to one bone. One of those 4 bones will be fine. And must the bone on top hierarchy. For convenience, we choose this front one. Okay, let's mark this bone first. The bone 015. Click this. After marking it, select the skirt. Now you can see all the weights. They are all on BIP 001. Now we need to enable soft selection. The purpose of soft selection is that it's able to visualize an area of smooth transition. Then we will convert this area with smooth transition to the smooth weighting. To use the soft selection, we need to add an edit poly layer first. It must be edit poly. It's here. After the selection, let's switch to face mode. First, let's display the skirt independently. Now press F4. Select the faces you want. You can add to the selection by holding down the Shift key. I'll roughly select this area, and there will be some transition. So we're going to use soft selection. Make sure check this soft selection box. Here is a parameter that allows you to adjust the range of the soft selection. You can see the color change. The cooler the color, the smaller the influence. You can adjust this to get the desired result. Then the weights will be calculated based on the same gradient. After selection, make sure that the soft selection is active. Then click this button. Then click on it. It will convert the soft selected activation values into weight values. Then apply them to the bone named bone 015. It will give you a prompt. Let's check the weights now. A new bone 015 with weights are listed here. These are the weights. Some part weights on the root bone have been taken. Then the weights of this bone is calculated from the previous soft selection. Then a gradient is applied. At this point, all the controllable weights are now on bone 015. Now let's move this bone around. You will notice that all the controllable weights are now on this bone. The processes we are going to take is that, first we give all the weights we want to control to one bone. The knee can split them to there's bone can automatically. Now let's move on to the second step. First, let's select the bone, which currently has all the controllable weights. The one we've dealt with in first step. Let's mark it. Click All button. Now we want to split the weights on this bone. And distribute them to the 4 root bones. Let's hide everything else for now. They are these 4 bones. Right now these 4 bone chain are just placed under this bone. They don't have any weights and are not added to the skinning node. Now we've already marked the root one. Then let's select these 4 top level bones. Click on Children to load them. This is like saying, I'm going to transfer the weights from the main bone, which is bone 015, to these 4 bones. It will distribute the weights evenly among these 4 bones, so in the children text field, we should mark these 4 top-level bones, then this on the way parameter. On the way, when it's selected, it means that it will distribute the weights along the direction of these 4 top-level bones. It will distribute the weights of bone 015 according to the order like a circle path. Distribute these weights evenly among the 4 bones. Now let's try it. The following parameter is a distance. It's the distance between this bone and the other bone. The default setting usually works fine. Let's click on Split. Now let's check out the weighting result. Now, the all-skin weights on bone 015 are evenly split and assigned to 4 top-level bones based on this distance. Also added here. And the distance of the split is calculated between these 2 top bones. We can see here, it decays right to the middle. And here it decays from the middle. Then based on these 4 top-level bones, it does the split evenly, but now, only the top-level bones have weights. The bones below don't have weights. Now let's rotate this bone. As you can see, it doesn't affect anything, but the top bone has weights. So at this point, we have to split the weight of this bone. When splitting, we've already marked the 4 bones. The 4 top-level bones. Now we just need to choose the one of 3 directions here. Usually it's based on the direction of the bone. It splits along the axis of the bone, from top to bottom. So we usually choose the z-axis. Or you can check the direction of your bone here. What's the order from first bone to second? Then, clicking this button, it will split the weights, from top-level bones to each children bones. Based on the order of these 4 top-level bones, and assigned to all children bones. At this point, we just need to set it to Z here, and then click Split to Child Bones here. Then this prompt appears, indicating the successful. Now let's take a look. It will add all bones to the skin node. Now it split the weights from each top-level bone to each small bone in turn. Now let's look at the result. We select the top part. It has weights. Then, the small child bone, it also has weights. It has distributed the weights to the small bones. Okay, this is the automatic cloth rigging tool. That's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.